Hi everybody. Today I want to talk to you about something that's really, really important. And that's learning how to set goals. Okay? Does this look familiar to you? This is the Missouri 4-H project record. And right here in this section, right after you fill out your name and your address and your age and your club, is a section on goal setting. Now, lots of times we don't think about that at the beginning. It's only at the end when we're trying to finish filling out these forms that we think, what were my goals for this year? Well, today I want to share with you why it's important for you to set goals and then how you can go about setting goals and do that at the beginning of your 4-H year so that when you get to the end of your 4-H year, you'll know whether or not you're on the track that you wanted to be on. Okay, so let's talk about why it's important to set goals. Did you know that 83%, this is according to a Harvard business study, 83% of adults do not have any goals at all. 14% have some goals in mind, but they're not written down. Only 3% have written goals. So here's where it gets interesting. Those with goals, and that's that 14% and the 3%, they're 10 times more successful than this 83% who don't have any goals. And the 3% who have written goals are 3 times more successful than the 14% who just have goals in mind, but they're not written down. So the important takeaway from this is, if you want that success, if you want to succeed in reaching your goals, write them down. And the best place for you to start learning how to do that and practicing that is in 4-H on this very thing, the project record. And you say to yourself, well, that's great. It's wonderful. Wonderful that people who have written goals are more successful, but I don't know how to set goals. Okay? Well, that's where I'm going to help you out. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to ask yourself, if I could do anything in 4-H, anything, what would it be? Okay? So I want you to take a few minutes to think about that. Now open your eyes and write that down under something that says new idea. Now I want you to think about, what do you need to accomplish that goal? And when do you plan to do it? Not when you want to do it. When do you plan to do it? Once you have those things, you know what you need and when you plan to do it, you're ready to put that in the form of a goal. So your goal needs 3 really important parts. It needs some sort of action, how you're going to do something. You need to have some results that you can measure what you're going to do. And then you need a timetable, which is going to tell you when you want to accomplish it. Okay? Now, lots of times your goal might be something that would take most of the 4-H year to achieve them. So we might consider that almost a long-term goal if it takes you a year to achieve it. But what you have when you start thinking about the steps that you need to take to achieve that year-long goal, not only are you going to have a step-by-step plan, but you're also going to have a series of short-term goals to get to that end result, which is your long-term goal. You also need to make sure that your goal are things that are within your control. So, for example, if I said that I wanted to win Supreme Champion with my goat at the Missouri State Fair, that's not really within my control. There's a judge who's going to determine that. But if I said instead that I wanted to achieve a certain weight, if I wanted to start selling breeding stock, if I have breeding animals, if I wanted to go to so many shows, if I wanted to improve my showmanship, those kinds of things, then those are things that are within my control. So you want to be sure whatever your goals are, that it's things that you can impact personally. Okay? So you need to be sure that once you determine what those goals are, that you get them in writing. Now, this is one place to put project goals. And there's room for 3. But really, you can have your own list of goals that you keep and that you refer to once a week, once a month. You can look at them every day. And those goals might not just be related to your project. You might have goals in 4-H that relate to leadership or relate to attending an event or a trip. You might have goals that relate to this year, I am going to do a speech at my county achievement day. Okay. So what do you need to do in order to complete that goal? And what resources do you need? Here's the other thing about setting goals. You don't have to do these things by yourself. You have a club leader. You have a project leader. You have parents. You have older members who can serve as mentors. You have a lot of resources. You have curriculum. You have meetings and learning opportunities to help you take the steps that you need to take through your 4-H experience to achieve your goals. So, the take-home message is set the goals. Make sure your goal specifies how you're going to do it, what you're going to achieve, and when you're going to do it. And make sure that you're in this 3% that has your goals in writing.